Okay, so recently I had a subscriber send a video to me and she wants me to analyze the exercises that she's doing and give any tips that I can see. So the first exercise is the ATG Split Squat.
I'm going to use the bench because that seems to be a pretty good height for me. So maybe I could do this a little lower, but my knee's cracking a little bit.
Squat. And of course, when you're starting the split squat, they're pretty difficult and you're trying to stretch out your hip flexors. So you have to get the right height to start with. You don't want to be too high. I mean, obviously, if I tried to maybe start up here on the table, that's just going to be way too high because my leg's too straight and all the rest of it. Even this height here for me is too high because I can't, it's hard for me to get my knees over my toes, keep my balance, everything like that. Plus my torso is upright. And even though my calf and hamstrings are touching, there's not much stretch going through here through the hamstring. You want to separate your torso from, you don't want to be like this. You want to have it separated. So for me, a good starting height is my workout bench here. And this way I can keep my toes off the floor, or the back of my foot off the floor. I can have my hamstrings touch my calves, and I can separate my torso so that I'm stretching out the hip flexors through here. And I can go back a little bit and go deeper and even stretch it out some more. I can balance myself here. I can really push back with my torso. I can kind of bounce and get some nice little pulses in here. So this is a good height, starting height for me. Now I can do them to the floor, you know. Okay, so as I was saying, when you're just getting started with these, find that, you know, you have to find the real nice height. Now I'm doing my other leg here. You want your calves touching your hamstrings. You want your back of your foot that's on the ground. You want the toes on the ground only and your back of your foot up. And you want to stretch the hip flexors, okay? And you're also stretching out through the knee and getting the nutrients to go into the ligaments and knee joint better. So you can do pulses here. You can step back a little further and stretch out the hip even more. Okay, I'll show you again on this side. Okay, like this. You can do some nice pulsing. You can get a little farther over and then stretch out through here, but don't be doing this all the time. It's okay to do this for a little bit of a stretch, but you want to keep your torso separated from your leg here. So you want to be like that. And then as you get lower, of course, same thing applies. You want your torso up, okay? And whether you're up on the front foot toe or not, doesn't matter. Okay, there we go. Like that, but don't be doing it like this. Keep your torso up. All right, there you go. So there's some tips on the ATG split squat.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so continuing with the video review that my subscriber sent me, the next exercise she was showing me was the seated good mornings with weights. And while you can do them with barbells, and of course anything is better than nothing, doing something is better than doing nothing. Work with what you have, of course, you know, you don't need to spend $1 million, but as you can, try to upgrade your gear and equipment, because this is about your life. This is about mobility, longevity, freedom of movement, freedom from pain. You know, I'm here in this building with a lot of old people, and they're all on crutches and walkers, and I just had to go and help a neighbor off the floor because he fell down and he couldn't get up, and you know, I just don't want to be there. So I really invest in my body, and it's been really great because I'm able to do stuff that I was able to do as a teenager and all that, and I even have new abilities that I was never able to do, so that's great. So back to the seated good mornings. Make sure that your bench is sitting on the ground and you're not up too high or anything like that, flopping around. Nice and solid, and I recommend you get a barbell. Okay, finally got the storage on my phone emptied. Okay, so back to this. Yeah, get a barbell, put a foam on it. Okay, get one of those swimming pool noodles for kids and cut it up and wrap it up, get it nice and comfortable. You want it so that every time you're going to do an exercise, you're not dreading it in any way. The other thing is, make sure your bench isn't pointed uphill. You want a nice level bench. You want a nice comfortable barbell. Have it always set at a weight that you can do on your worst day. So I only have 2 10s on here, and the bar is 17.5 pounds, so it's 37.5 pounds. Now when I go to the gym, I start off with 60, then go to 70, then go to 80. So 80 is I guess I've done 90 once in my life. So, you know, I want a weight that I can always do on my worst day. And then I can just ease into it, just ease forward nicely. You know, it's like when, you know, you see a guy walking a tight, what do they call it, tight wire rope or whatever, and they have that long balance beam. Well, you're more balanced the longer your bar is, and you're going to be in more control. Get your legs nice and wide and apart, and sink your torso through your legs. Okay, so get stable, use a wide bar, and have it at a comfortable weight. And then if you're in the mood, just add on weight. Okay, so those are my tips for the seated good mornings.
I'm using this height now for when I do the elephant walks, because I can get my knees straight with this. So okay.
Okay, so continuing with the video review of one of my subscribers, elephant walks. Okay, so the thing with elephant walks is you have to start at the right height so that you can totally lock your legs out. So that's the first thing I would say, whatever that height is. Okay, so I'm going to start here, even though I can go to the floor when I'm cold and lock out my legs, fully locked out. Okay, that's what you're looking for, or that's what I'm looking for. Some people might disagree, but that's my view on it. And you want to be able to bend your knees and lock your legs. Bend your knee, don't do it to the point where you hurt yourself, of course, but nice and locked out. You want to do lots of reps so that the joints get warm. So 30, 50, 80, 100. Many times I'll start the day by doing 60 of these. Of course, I'm a little more advanced now, and I can do them like this, but I still fully lock out my legs. Okay, and I just get a nice rhythm going, and I feel it in my hips. Okay, the next thing is you definitely want to practice doing the single leg version. So again, whatever height you're starting at, lock that leg out. Okay, Then go back to double bent and then lock the other leg out. Go back to double bent. Whoop, that was, and I don't really like this. I don't think that's the best way to do it. I think lock them, go back to double, lock them, go back to double. I get more of a stretch that way, for me. And lots of times I'll get clicks and pops in my neck and spine, and I try to lean over as far as I can. Okay, so we've done singles and doubles, and now we're gonna do pulses. So for pulsing, I like to have my legs locked, and I might put my hands a little farther forward so I don't physically fall forward like that. And I don't want to do big boom, boom. I want to get nice and loose, and sometimes I'll kind of pull my hips forward like that so I can lean down a little farther, and then I just start pulsing like this, and lots of nice pulses. Okay, 50, 60, up to 100 is good. Okay, I would recommend minimum 60. For the sake of the video, I'm not going to do all 60. Now, doing the single leg pulses, okay, and you can do them straight, but what I really like to, pulse down like this, but what I really like to do with the single leg pulses is turn my torso towards the straight-legged, towards the straight leg, and then do my 60 pulses like this. Because you'll find as the torso is twisted, you're going to get more of a stretch in the hip, and that's what you want, strength and flexibility. Strength through length. Do your 60 pulses there. Come up. Lock out the other leg. Turn your torso and start doing your pulses on the other side. Okay, and lastly, you want to do pulses, double leg pulses. So here's where you should be able to get stretched down the farthest. Okay, and sometimes I'll even try and touch my head to my toes. Okay, and normally I can do it, but I'm having a little trouble there now. All right, so double leg pulses. Anywhere up to 100 is good. So that's the basics of the elephant walk stretches and pulses. And I've got lots of advanced variations that I like to do, but start there, okay? When you can get your hands to the floor and do them straight, and then the left and right pulses, you're gonna be in a great position and your hips are gonna thank you for it. All right, so hope that helps.
And it's basically just grab one leg, pull it back as far as I can, just keeping my back flat on the ground. Count to 10, switch legs, same thing, count to 10, 10 reps on each leg.
Okay, so here's the last exercise in this video review that I'm doing for one of my subscribers. And she was showing me what I call leg overs as a short form, and a long form name for these might be laying on back leg pulls. I got these exercises from a lady named Maria Koreva. She's a Russian ballet star and she's amazing, and when she does them I just about want to quit, but she inspired me to work on these. And if any of you people out there have a better name for this, please put it below in the comments and let me know. Also, let me know if there's any other things you want me to cover. I'd be happy to do it. So anyway, here's the way I go about doing these. All right, so I just get my leg up and I make sure that my hips are in a nice position, and I'll actually start by stretching out each leg like this. There we go. I keep the bottom leg on the floor and then I grab and I just start pulling the leg towards my chest. So if you're here, start here. Now some people might want to use some kind of strap or a towel or a scarf or something like that, but wherever you're at, again, when I always want to adjust my lower back and spine so it feels really good when I do this. And then you just start, and I just do little tugs because I know I'm going to do anywhere from 50, 60 to 100. So you don't have to start, but what I do like to do is I like to stretch out my hamstring here and make sure that I'm working it, and I'll pull my foot back. Okay, so nice little pulses, and you do have to take your time with this. So I'm going to try and do you know, a lot of these in this video just to show you that it takes time. Then I raise my hands up higher. Okay, and I'll pull the leg to the side and then let it back, and I'll pull it to the other side and let it back, and then I find it releases and I can pull farther. And now I'm able to grab my foot. So I'll start pulsing here like this. Again, I don't want my leg bent. There's no point in that. You want your leg straight at whatever level you're at. So I'm here now. I'm going to do another 20 pulses. I'm a little bit sore today because I did a lot of exercise yesterday and today. Okay, and I'm really feeling it through here. And again, pull the leg to the side. You can feel it in your hip. Pull it to the outside, and then keep going. Okay, I'm going to pull to the inside, pull to the outside, relax it, and then keep going. Okay, so I could take longer, but I'm not going to in this video. Now the next thing I do, well, I'll show you in a second. So next is I let this leg down and I do the other leg. Again, I'll flex it a little bit. Okay, start low on the leg. Okay, and keep that leg tight, pull it out, pull it in, get a good stretch in the hip, and then keep going. Go up higher on your leg as you can. Keep that leg straight as you can. And if it's too painful, then just go back down. Just go back to here and start again. And just nice short little pulses. Pull the leg in, pull the leg out, and then keep going. Okay, I can grab the foot now, so I will. Pull it in, nice stretch. Oh, pull it out. Maybe bend it, and then lock the leg and keep going. Okay, you're trying to gain back flexibility that you've lost over the years in your hamstrings and your hips, but in this one it's mainly hamstrings. Okay, after you've done your 100 pulses there, I'm not sure where I'm at because I'm talking. The next thing I want to do is go back to the first leg. Stretch it out, And this time what I'm doing is I'm just pulsing and I'm trying to stretch out the top of the calf. And this can be a little bit painful, and I don't like pain, so I just do short little pulses. And I pull my leg back up towards my head and straighten my leg, and you'll feel it in the top of your calf. And I'll do 100 of these. And I've found that over the months, my flexibility in my legs and hams and calves and everything is getting way better. So okay, and you just keep going. Straighten that leg and stretch out the calf. Get your 100 pulses in. Let that leg down. Get the other leg up. Bounce your hips till they feel good. Okay, and then start with your leg back. Don't try and start up here, and just tighten your leg up and just quick little pulses. And if you're not feeling it in the top of your calf, then lock out your leg more and pull it back towards you, and you'll feel it. Stretch the leg inside and out, pull it back and keep pulsing. I think the key to this exercise, is to start at a level that doesn't make you not want to do it. So if you have to start here, start here. If you can only do pulses with your leg, like this and not over here, start where you can. Even if you have to put a cushion or something underneath your back so you can get the calf pulses in, do whatever you have to do to start and just keep going. Your body will thank you. You'll be more mobile. You'll feel so good after you've done this kind of a stretch workout. Okay? Because, if you're just doing this, you're not improving anything. You're just pretending. All right, so that's how I do my leg pullovers. And if you have a video that you want to send me, just give me permission to review it and put your video online, and put that at the start of the video. And yeah, I'll be happy to help you. All right.